was a little girl, I lived on a magical Greek island. And I loved the night skies. They were simply stunning. I would gaze up at the blanket of stars. And I was convinced that the man in the moon, he was my great friend. And his sole purpose in life was to guide me and to protect me. We lived on the side of a hill. And one night, we were stumbling our way home in the dark. And my little legs, they just couldn't quite keep up because this hill, it was like a mountain to me. So I thought I'd glance up at my friend in the sky, get some light, some moral support. And I was genuinely horrified to see that the man in the moon, he was only half there. And he just did not look like himself at all. It was like half of his face had just fallen off. And I started to get really upset. I started to cry. I started to stamp my feet at this terrible injustice to me. My mum, my older sister, they did try to calm me, to soothe me. But this catastrophe, it was just too much to bear. Until I had an idea. And then just suddenly, I knew everything would be all right. Daddy will fix it, I said. Quite confidently. Because you see, my dad, he is brilliant at fixing everything. From watch straps to motorbikes. My very own superhero. Would you believe me if I said that each one of us here has a superpower that most of us don't use? It's a little bit like Clark Kent never realizing he is Superman. This power, our power, is the subconscious mind. And you can use it for your greater good and the good of the world. Or if it is neglected, it can destroy your sense of self and create a world of fear. The subconscious mind is a power that can achieve whatever it desires when it feels loved and safe. Just like a child with a loving parent, it will flourish. Tap into your imagination for a moment and just think of your conscious mind as the parent to your subconscious mind, the child. A child like any other who's highly suggestible, very vulnerable, and takes everything that you say literally. It depends on you to make sense of the world, and it looks up to you for guidance and light. No pressure. With this in mind, just consider for a moment, what kind of parent do you want to be to yourself? One that is loving, kind, and compassionate, or one that is negligent, judgmental, and doesn't take the time to get to know you? When I recovered from the disappointment that my dad, he couldn't fix the moon, and it's all right, Dad, I do forgive you, I was once again saved by the power of my imagination, and Magic Girl was born. Magic Girl was, and in fact, she still is, my imaginary friend. She's here with me tonight. Isn't she great? Magic Girl is literally amazing. She always supports me. She encourages me if I doubt myself. She soothes me if I'm upset. I love Magic Girl. She is my guiding light. There was a time, however, that I lost Magic Girl. It was a little bit like the man in the moon. She didn't seem to be all there. She got lost. And then I forgot totally about her. As a result, I suffered with chronic anxiety. I lived in the dark. I lost that essential skill to parent myself with love. My subconscious, it felt like a child who is afraid of the dark and can't find the light switch. I wore a mask to the world, but inside I was cloaked with fear. I cancelled appointments. I turned away the people I loved. And an impending sense of doom would twist my muscles into tight knots so that my body constantly ached in pain. My heart, it felt like it had literally been clamped. And the worst thing about anxiety is most of the time, you don't even know what it is that you're so afraid of. The fear of the fear. I felt alone, but I wasn't. Because according to the World Health Organization, 1 in 4 people globally will suffer with some form of mental health issue. That is 1/4 of this audience right now who could be living in the dark. Thankfully, I can now say with my hand on my heart that I do live in a world full of light. And in the words of the great Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, I genuinely feel that when I rise in the morning, I think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. I am living my life purpose every day. Professionally, I am a neuroplastician, also more commonly known as a clinical hypnotherapist. And I have helped thousands of people to rewire their brains to become kinder to themselves. And how do I do this? All with the power of our imagination, the link to the subconscious. So my hope for you this evening is that you will take away from here the power that you already have to love the more vulnerable parts of yourselves, to shower yourself with kindness, to believe in the magic of life, and above all, to be a loving parent to yourself. And just like the sun, the moon, and the stars, even though we can't always see them, your subconscious power, it's always there, it's always present. Seize this opportunity to let it shine. So for me, and Magic Girl, thank you.